Well, funny seeing you here, Russ on the West End Network. It's Monday, it's not Friday, I wish it was. It's Monday, 6 p.m, so it's time for the Academy Show. Now, for anyone new to the channel, what we do every Monday, we take some time just to dedicate to the Academy. It's a massive part of what being a West Ham fan is all about our DNA, and only West Ham YouTube channel out there to dedicate a show just to the Academy. What we tend to do, we tend to talk about the Academy players out on loan. We spoke about very briefly the players out on loan in the first team in Hammer's headlines. We talk about any news, any developments, any contracts, that type of thing that have been signed for the Academy players. And then we talk about some of the games that have happened for the 18s and 21s during the weekend that's just gone. So let's crack into it. Let's talk about players out on loan. And it was a man of the match winning performance. Not winning, they didn't win, they drew. But man of the match performance for George EARTHY. He grabbed his first ever league away goal as Bristol City drew 1-1 with QPR. He played the first 74 minutes and, as I said, was voted man of the match amongst the Bristol City fans. I think it's the second or third time in a row he's won man of the match, so he's in a fantastic vein of form coming towards the end of his loan spell. What happens next? We'll see. There is apparently an option from Bristol City, or not option, Bristol City are looking at the option of taking George on loan next year. Particularly, they're on the verge of playoffs and potentially going up. We'll wait and see. Again, George played left of the sort of left side of a front three or of a triangle in the game against QPR. So again, 74 minutes for him. Callum Marshall, 65th minute substitute for Huddersfield Town as they lost 3-0 away to Burton Albion. Gideon was an unused substitute for Wickham as they won 1-0 at home to Stevenage. Patrick Kelly, PK, was a 71st minute substitute, that's it, for Doncaster as they drew 1-1 at home to AFC Wimbledon. No involvement for Louise Al as Pogon lost 2-1 away to Piast Grodzinsk. Mamadou Kante was an unused matchday sub as Paris FC won 2-1 away to Grenoble. He has played, he's made minutes for the last 4 games, so a little bit surprised he didn't come on for the last couple of minutes at the least. Regan Clayton was a 71st minute substitute for Dagenham and Redbridge as they drew 1-1 at home to Hartlepool, which has really dented their chance of survival in the National League. There was no match day involvement at all for Brad Dolligan as Aldershot lost 7-2 away to York City. We've got Mason Terry. He played the full 90 minutes for AFC Hornchurch as they lost 3-1 at home to Truro City in the National League South. Christian Heggie still sidelined with an injury that made him pull out of the Hungarian international squad during the international break, and the Breakin lost 2-1 away to Uzpest. There we go. Elsewhere, amongst the under-21s came from behind to get a draw and secure a top 5 seeding in the Premier League 2 table playoffs with a 1-1 draw against Middlesbrough under-21s at the Riverside Stadium, and that would set up a home tie in the upcoming playoffs. So Rusty B will be on the 1s and 2s for that. They played on Friday. It was the worst start for them, really. They fell behind. I think it's the opening minute. They needed a positive result to secure that home spot. And yeah, within the first minute, it was mental. But Mark Robson's side, responded immediately. Cam Swire and Mika Dialli combined well on the left-hand side to create their first opening. Before Lewis Orford, I think, almost levelled from an effort from the edge of the box. And, you've probably all seen a perfectly volleyed pass, I'm going to call it, from Lewis Orford right into the path of Cam Swire. He didn't have to break stride. 1-on-1, composure, put it around the corner and, maintain and got the equaliser. Both teams pushing for a winner. There were 6 minutes added time, and yeah, they just cancelled each other out. As I said, the draw confirms at least a top 5 finish in the Premier League standings. Pending other results, it should secure us a home advantage in that playoff for the last 16. What happens is you have the regular season for the PL2, and then it goes into the playoffs. So you could easily win the league without winning the league. That makes sense. That might not finish top, but you could win the league. Yeah. Almost as confusing as the Pro League in Belgium. Go and check that out. I watched a TikTok about it. It was mental. Elsewhere, under 18s suffered a frustrating 3-1 defeat in the Premier League South against Reading in Little Heath on Saturday afternoon, despite enjoying, relatively long spells of dominance and creating a host of chances. Some of a dress rehearsal, really, for the Premier League Cup final next Tuesday at the former Majesté Stadium. Tickets available through the West Ham website, or for the Reading website, but it's signposted on the West Ham website. Your man, Josh Land, had scored once again. The game was quite a frantic pace. They scored in the first 3 minutes. And then in the 29th minute, Riley Hagen picked out the number 9, Josh Landers, who made no mistakes, doing a brilliant header low into the corner to draw the Hammers level and notch up yet another goal in a very impressive run of form for the former Hibernian striker who we signed in January. And just 10 minutes later, he nearly doubled his lead, doubled his tally, and hit it against the crossbar. There was a couple of red cards for the under 18s, which really sort of changed the game. Andre Dyke and Chizana Nwosu both seeing red for the Hammers, but not the greatest result, not the greatest confidence booster going into playing Reading in the PL Cup next Tuesday. But again, Josh is on fire. I mean, he's scored half dozen goals at least now, maybe 7 goals since joining in January, and could have had maybe 2. Actually, to be honest, even before he scored, he should have scored earlier, so he could have easily had a hat trick, which is absolutely crazy. But again, shows what we're doing in terms of buying good academy players, good youngsters to hopefully be through into the pathway. And I imagine next year you'll probably see Josh playing a lot more under 21 games next year, which would development and help West Ham's development further in terms of bringing him into the first team pathway eventually. But that's it, my friends. Thank you very, very much for your time as per usual. Don't forget to check out the latest news all the time. I'll bring to you as much news and rumours and anything that comes along. Obviously, we've got Southampton at the London Stadium on Saturday. Looking forward to that game already. And yeah, I think also we'll have the under 18s on Tuesday night in the PL Cup final. I imagine that'll be probably on YouTube, I would imagine. It's not the easiest place to get to in terms of the Reading Stadium on a Tuesday night. But anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. If you like what we do, don't forget to give it a like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Maybe become a channel member as well. Who knows? We've got some cracking guests, cracking ex-Hammers coming on very, very shortly in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And channel members obviously get the opportunity to ask questions as well prior to that. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep the faith. Come on, you bloody irons.